George.
What? You haven't made a video in like a month. I don't care.
Hopping in the field, chilling with my homies.
Alright boys, so I haven't made a video in a while. That's not important. Who cares? Behind the scenes, am I right? Nobody really cares about this stuff. Like, you can click off, it doesn't matter. You don't have to watch this. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. But pretty much, I just felt like going through like how I usually make this movies. Really, this isn't gonna like go into like a lot of the other stuff, but this is mainly like the movies, how I make the movies. We're gonna be going through pre-production, production, post-production, production, and we're just gonna go on this learning adventure together. You know, strap in, buckle up, and let's get cruising. Also, skateboarding tutorials coming soon on the channel, so look out for that. If you want to learn how to shred, subscribe, because you know it's on the way. On the way, boys. All right, boys. Let's get cruising. And if you're not one of the boys, just get on out of here, cause we don't need you. It's not true. Here at Young Corny Studios, we accept all boys and girls, but like only the girls that are like one of the boys. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Cause I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay then. Okay, boys. So here we are on the computer. I didn't even pull anything up. I was watching. Don't worry. Okay. I haven't even pulled up any of the stuff yet, which I should have done before I started recording. But it's all good. We're here now, and we're gonna do this together. So, first off, to make a film like me, you gotta get the idea first, and so you need screenwriting software. I use Writer Duet, which is, it's free to have 3 scripts, and then I just like delete a script of a movie that I've already made, which you shouldn't do, but I really don't care if I lose a script because I print them out, so they're with me forever. But the point is, just, it doesn't really matter how you write down your stuff. Just like, learn the format. I'll link, I use this one, I learned from this one YouTube video. I'll throw in the description or like in one of those like card things if I know how to do that or figure it out later. There you go, sweetie pie. But pretty much just write down your idea. Doesn't matter what it is, it can be stupid. Really, you know, take your time with this, try to make it good, go through it a few times when you're done and change things up over like the course of a week, you know, make it nice and spicy. Like, what else is there to say here? My advice is, try to write as much dialogue as possible. Because I have a problem where, you can see it on the screen right here. I don't write enough. It's too quick, and my videos are like 2 minutes long. It's a problem. I need to work on it. But like every line is like one tiny little sentence. That's something I need to work on. But because it makes my videos really short. But my advice is try to make it as long as you can. That's terrible advice because your video is just gonna be boring. But whatever. No one's watching this anyways. And once I have a script, I print it out, give it to the actors who don't read it until like the day of. But it's okay because I shouldn't force my friends to do this with me anyways. There's a lot to get into when it comes to production that I can't cover right now really. So I'm just gonna like show you what gear I use and give you a little bit of like information. But if you want like more in-depth stuff, which you don't, I'll do it in the future probably. So I'm just gonna show you some of the stuff I use. Pretty much I have, first off, the camera. Here we got the Canon SL2. It's a DSLR. I know people use mirrorless cameras now, but I was a little late to the trend. So yeah, but this is still good, you know. It's got all the, you know, it's just like as long as your camera works, you're chilling. Doesn't really matter what you use. But this is nice because like I can adjust every single setting that I need to adjust. So it's nice. I also have this microphone on top of it. It's really crappy. The audio is always terrible in my videos. something I gotta work on, but whatever. I got this lens, the Nifty 50, which is good. I don't use it too much because it's super zoomed in with the crop that's on my camera, but it's nice. I use it sometimes. And I got this shoulder rig because, okay, small rant. In movies, I swear to God, the handheld is so distracting for me. Like when I was watching, or like TV shows too, like when I was watching Breaking Bad, it was like distracting. It was like, it wasn't even like action or anything. It added nothing. It was just like two people would just be like chilling, talking, and the camera would be shaking all over the place. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, if you notice in my movies, like, I use handheld when there's movement or when it's like chaotic to convey the story. But if not, just use a tripod. Just use a tripod. But the reason I have that shoulder rig is just to make my handheld more smooth, because I can't afford to have like cool camera rigs and stuff to get smoother motion. So it's a kind of halfway. It helps a little bit. So I got it and I use it for handheld. Pretty much the only other thing I use is this tripod. I used to always use crappy tripods, but they kept breaking and I was just done with it. Actually, I can show you. You see, there's like a bunch of broken tripods in there. But this one is a bit nicer. It's made out of metal, and I got a fluid head so I can get nice pans and tilts with the camera. I haven't really gotten a chance to use it, like to have those smooth pans and tilts very often, but there's a few of my movies. I'll throw them up right now. But yeah, I definitely want to use that more in practice, that kind of cool, like transition-y filming type stuff, like in like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, because that's sick. But you know, I haven't gotten a chance to, but I will eventually, probably, maybe. Coverage. Pretty much what you want to do is like, you don't like move the camera for every single line everybody says and film in order like a crazy person. You set the camera down and you run through the entire scene from like one camera angle, and then you switch to the next camera angle, and then you run through the entire scene from that camera angle, and then in editing you stitch all that, cut it up, put it together, and then you have a beautiful little movie going on. Alright boys, we've made it to post-production, editing. So I've gone through so many different editing softwares and tried out a lot of different stuff throughout this channel, and it doesn't matter. Let me check my phone 1 sec. You're not important. It doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter. What matters is knowing when to cut from one shot to another shot, and that's what you should learn, is how to get really good at knowing, like, this is when this should cut to here and everything, make it nice and smooth and a nice movie. Let's just do my latest movie. Okay boys, so here we are. First thing I do is look at my footage. People say, like, professionally you're supposed to watch through all of the footage and like take notes on like what the best takes are and all that stuff. I don't do that. No thank you. That sounds like a lot of work. I shouldn't be saying this. Anyways, what I do is I just splice everything together, get myself a nice edit, right? Just some rough, nice editness. Let me mute these so it's just showing like the rough edit of everything, right? So you see what I got going on here. And I edit everything together roughly.
I don't know if we should have taken this.
One thing you want to do is when you're cutting between two people speaking, don't just have it like cut. Have two layers and like leave a little bit of space in between so that way they flow into each other nicely. This mimics like actual conversations in real life, but it's just a little thing to do and just play around with it. At the end of the day, what matters is that it looks good because it's a movie. So Yeah. I add in, then once I have my like cut together, I'll add in like music and sound effects, as you can see here. And then I have like some music. I actually use music from YouTube. Has a an audio library with a bunch of like music that you can just use. It's just, there's like so much there, and it's so annoying to try and find copyright free music online. I mean, I know this music isn't amazing, but it's just convenient and it's there, and that's what I've been using lately. I also will use like actual music I like to listen to, which I shouldn't be doing because copyright, but I just do it anyways because I really don't care. Okay, and once I got my music in and stuff, if there's any effects I need to do, I do them. There never is, just because I like to keep things simple. But that's when I would do them. And then after that, it's time to do your titles, you know, your title stuff or whatever. And then I do color correction, which is this. How do I do color correction, you ask? Well, I don't even know, man. Oh, okay. So I just do curves and color corrector, just like make an S by like grabbing these two little things, and like just play around with it. And then I go to the color corrector and I just kind of play around. I like the highs to be more like bluish, you know, the bright spots are blue, you know, the mid-range just normal stuff. I give everything like a nice yellow, nice warmness to it. And then the lows, like the deeper like stuff in the scene you can't really see, I kind of like make it like reddish and like, you know, a darker type of thing. Like it just looks nice, you know. But just play around with stuff, see what looks good. What really matters is what looks good. So yeah. And then I throw on some black bars most of the time. I just think it looks cooler, you know, more cinematic. One thing about this is that when you have it, you're gonna have to like move things around a little bit. Like if you look here, and I unmute them, you can see that little black at the top because I like moved it because the black was like cutting off a bit of her head. Just something to keep in mind. But then after that, I just render it out, throw it up on YouTube. Alright, boys. Why am I like in the... What am I doing right now? Alright, boys. That was pretty much all I had to show you. I know this video is boring and not entertaining at all, but, you know, for the few people that are interested in this kind of thing, just felt like sharing. I'm working on, so in the future, skateboarding tutorials are coming. More bloopers are coming, so look forward to that. If you want more behind the scenes stuff like this, let me know. Peace.
I can't leave my house. Nah, nah, nah. I can't leave my